4 university students planned to wake up early in the morning to not be late for the math exam, but they couldn't. When they arrived at school late, they told the teacher that their car's tire had burst. At first, the teacher didn't believe them, but eventually, he decided to give them another exam. A few days later, on the day of the exam, the teacher decided to hold the exam in an empty room, seating the 4 students in separate corners. The rules of the exam were as follows. Scoring 50 out of 100 was enough to pass. There were 4 simple math questions worth 10 points each on the front page, which the students easily solved. However, on the back page, there was a single question worth 60 points. Which tire burst? The students who couldn't answer this question would not pass the exam. 2 men were frantically searching for their lost wives in a shopping mall. They were running around and bumped into each other. Before they could say anything, one of them said, "Sorry, I'm looking for my wife. I lost her and I'm trying to find her." The other replied, "I'm sorry too, but I'm also looking for my wife." The first man suggested, "Since we're both looking for our wives, let's search together. We might find them faster." The second man agreed, and they started describing their wives. The first man said, "My wife is blonde, blue-eyed, 22 years old, 180 meters tall, weighs 60 kilograms, and she's wearing white high heels and a red mini dress." Then he asked, "What about your wife?" The second man replied, "Forget about mine, let's find yours." In one country, a minister has failed to endear herself to journalists. Whatever he did, it didn't work, and the press was always on his case. He had had enough, and as he thought, "Let me do something that will shut the journalists up," an idea came to his mind. The minister had some special talents, and he decided to use one of them to impress the journalists. So he issued a press release. On Sunday at 10 a.m., the minister will walk on water. On Sunday morning at 10 a.m., all the journalists gathered at the specified location. The minister arrived and started walking on the water with his cane, all the way to the opposite shore. Everyone's eyes were wide open in astonishment. However, the next day, all the newspapers had the headline, "Minister doesn't know how to swim." A man was proudly driving his new car around. He stopped at a red light. A few seconds later, a truck rear-ended him. The man got out to check, and Tamel had gotten out of the truck and started begging, "Brother, please don't. I can't even afford this car's mirror with my measly salary. Forgive me. You are a big man. We made a mistake. Forgive me, brother." The man felt sorry for Temel and said, "Okay." Just as he was about to take the car for repairs, he stopped at another red light. Again, a truck hit him from behind. The man got out angrily. Guess who was there again? It was Temel. Temel shouted from the window, "It's me, my brother. Keep going." A villager went to the city. He saw 2 people sitting across from each other in a large store, talking. Inside, nothing could be seen except a table and 3 or 4 chairs. He was curious and went inside. "Hello, excuse me. Hello, may I help you? I'm curious, what do you sell here?" The store clerk, who wanted to make fun of the villager, replied with a laugh, "We sell donkeys." The villager retorted, "Is it just the 2 of you, or are there more?" A truck coming down a hill in a city stops at a red light. A blonde in the car next to it rolls down her window and shouts, "Hey, my name is Fatime. Your load is spilling, just so you know." The truck driver ignores her and drives off when the light turns green. At the next red light, the blonde catches up with the truck again. "Hey, didn't you hear me? I'm Fatime. Your load is spilling onto the road." The truck driver drives off again. At the third red light, the blonde jumps out of her car, pounds on the truck's window, and makes him it down. "Hey, I'm Fadim. Your load is spilling." The truck driver shakes his head and drives off. At the fourth red light, this time the truck driver gets out, walks over to the blonde's car, taps on her window, and makes her roll it down. "Hey," he says, "my name is also Tamel. There's snow on the ground and I'm driving the salt truck." The girl's father is talking to the boy's father. "Your boy has urinated on our wall. He's just a child. What's the big deal?" "Well, he wrote our daughter's name with his urine." "Ah, that must mean our boy loves your daughter." Getting annoyed, the girl's father says, "But brother, the writing is my daughter's writing." A new experiment is being conducted at the NASA space station. Among the volunteers, Tamel is selected as an astronaut candidate. Passing very rigorous tests in the preliminary screening, Tamel manages to become a good astronaut after a second 3-month training. The awaited moment arrives, and Tamel takes off in a space shuttle with a monkey. After crossing the atmosphere, Tamel's first task is to open the envelopes, as he was strictly instructed, and read the mission cards for himself and the monkey. The monkey's tasks: maintain constant communication with Earth, adjust orbital deviations every 2 hours, report air pressure, temperature, conductivity values inside the rocket, determine fuel consumption and the sequence of the engines. Meanwhile, Tamel, bored of reading, opens his own mission card, feed the monkey well. Tamel was a child who didn't study, was lazy, and considered stupid. Especially his teacher would often get angry with him, saying, "You're driving me crazy." One day, Tamel's mother came to school and met with his teacher. She said, "Your child is lazy, does foolish things, and his grades are low." His mother was very surprised, took Tamel out of school, and they moved to another city. 25 years passed. The teacher was also transferred to the same city. One day, the teacher had a severe heart attack. All the doctors said he needed surgery. It was a difficult surgery, and there was only one surgeon who could perform it. The teacher underwent surgery. When he opened his eyes, he saw a handsome surgeon in front of him. The surgeon smiled at him. The teacher wanted to thank him, but started turning purple. He raised his hand to say something, but before he could, he died. The doctor was surprised. Trying to understand what had happened, he saw that Tamel, who cleaned the rooms, had unplugged the respirator and plugged in the vacuum cleaner. Traffic accident reports have not yet begun. 2 cars collide, one driven by a man and the other by a woman. The woman, pointing at the man, says flirtatiously, "This accident seems like an excuse for us to meet. There's wine in the car. Shall we drink?" The man loves the idea, of course. When they've consumed half the bottle, he notices and asks the woman, "Why aren't you drinking?" She replies, "I'll drink after the police arrive." A 2-seater training plane crashed into a graveyard in a town. A reporter from a major television channel is reporting live as follows. "Yes, dear viewers, we are currently at the scene. Today, a 2-seater training plane crashed into the graveyard of this town. The townspeople have recovered 80 bodies, and there are concerns that the death toll may rise." The child was late for class, and the teacher grabbed him by the ear, asking why he was late. "Teacher, I took our breeding bull up to the top of the hill to mate with the cows, and that's why I'm late," the child replied. The teacher scolded, "Couldn't your father have done that?" The child replied, "He could have, but the bull does it better."